This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
And welcome in. Happy New Year officially. Our first live Meltdown of 2025 is here from the Culver studio, and we are thrilled to be here yet again with you as we're with you every day, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern here on the weekdays. It has been a jam-packed schedule here at Disrupt Media for sure, and I'm thrilled that you have made time for us. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live. Tyler Johns is here yet again in the Culver studio. Tyler, Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year to you. How'd you guys spend the day off?
Well, I played Monopoly with my family, and that'll take a whole day.
That does take the whole day. You definitely spent some time.
My mother is not a game player. She does not like to play games. She does not like to play board games. She does not like to play Monopoly. Yet, she likes to argue with me about the rules of said Monopoly during Monopoly. And I feel like that's how every game of Monopoly properly goes with family, is that half of the game is spent arguing what the rules set should be and what the official rules of Monopoly are. But anyway, we'll get past that. We'll work through it. But I was able to win. And that's what really matters. The king is back. Okay, we have poker coming back here soon. EG is back here in the studio with us. EG with a brief getaway, vacation.
Yeah, a little
sort of
hiatus.
step away there at the end of 2024. Welcome into the new year. I hope it's
Thank
treating you
you.
well so far.
It is. It's been an incredible new year. Tyler, to answer your question, I spent my day off driving back from the beach. So my family does a tradition every year for New Year's and New Year's Eve where we head down to 30A with the same few families. And this was actually our 20th year doing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 20 years in a row. And, my mindset on it is this was a rare year off, especially with Alabama's performance in the playoffs. So I don't know the next time I'll have New Year's Eve off. So I embraced it, headed down there, and I drove back yesterday.
That sounds like a fun time. Any
It is.
problems on the road there?
No, it was a really easy drive. I watched the first 3/4 of the Texas-Arizona State game, and that got me to Birmingham. So pretty smooth.
That was a very exciting game.
It
I was
was.
monitoring that while we were playing Monopoly. But I almost got into a very serious car accident on the way into work.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
awful.
do tell.
Yeah, I had a car all the way in the far right lane, right?
Okay.
So it's a 4-lane highway,
Okay.
but in the middle, in the median there are turn lanes to where you
Yep.
can turn left. And I am in the left lane. This car is in the right lane. They go to an intersection and they stop in the middle of the intersection. They put their left blinker on because they've missed their turn.
No.
Well, they don't see me. I guess I'm in their blind spot when they go to make said turn. So they go to make turn and I'm still going down straight. And I had to jerk the wheel left, honk on my horn to let them know, hey,
Yeah.
work with me here. They were in a nice sports car that my headlights were in the driver's side window.
So you almost T-boned them.
I almost went right into his driver's side door and was able to turn left. Thankfully, there was nothing coming down the other 2 lanes of the highway. And I was able to go down this street. And then he pulls up on me, rolls down his window.
No.
And I'm like, this is either going to lead to verbal altercation or physical altercation. I don't know which one. And he was thanking me.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, oh my gosh. Whew,
So
I
sorry.
goofed.
Yeah.
I missed my turn. I tried to then cut over 2 lanes of traffic to really 4 lanes of traffic to try to get over there. I messed up. It was like a thank you for
A
not
good moment.
mashing the side of my car. And you know what was weird about it?
Do tell.
I had no adrenaline during it.
Oh, that is weird.
That was weird for me. Heart wasn't racing. It was just very much just a calculated turn and maneuver.
That's kind of good though.
I guess, but it kind of made me, because normally during that, you get your heart
Yeah.
rate going, you feel a
Yeah.
little frazzled. And for me, it was more like, wow, that could have been really awful.
Yeah, another day in the office.
So anyway,
Hmm.
well, I'm thankful here in this 2025 that wasn't worse than it could have been. But enough about potential car wrecks there. Let's talk about something that Tyler and I have both been very excited about at the end of 2024, and that is Nosferatu is Tyler, you have now seen this movie 3 times in theaters.
Holy.
3 times.
Why,
Yes, sir.
Tyler?
Because it's a good movie, and I really wanted to go again and pay attention to the camera work and the different shots, the framing, and I had a blast with that. We talked about all the shots that we loved.
Yeah.
Those are still all strong shots, but I think my favorite's got to be one of the opening shots where Lily Rose Depp's character is having a seizure on the ground, and
Ugh.
you see the trees around her, and
Yeah.
it's that nice blue black color tone.
She convulses a lot in this movie.
She does a lot of convulsing, yeah.
A lot of convulsing. And Nicole Kidman in Baby Girl does as well, but for different reasons. We won't talk about that here on the stream. Let's talk a little bit more about Nosferatu. And a really weird double feature, by the way, which Tyler tells me that's actually a thing.
Yeah, Baby Ratu is officially a thing.
That makes that's not a good double feature. I did them
I
back to
did
back.
that double feature.
You did the double feature?
I did,
Oh.
yeah.
I spread it out by a day at least.
I feel like they've gotten too trigger happy after Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
I agree.
They're trying to
and
make
it's not really.
counter programming events is what they're trying to do, and trying to
not
make
working.
that happen as much as possible. But you really liked it a third time. Will there be a fourth screening in a theater of this, or are you finally saying your goodbyes to Nosferatu?
I mean, I don't want to rule it out. I mean, it just depends on my schedule. I mean, the only new movie I've seen screening this weekend is a horror movie called The Damned, so I imagine I'll see that. But that still leaves
So
multiple other days.
so that will be officially your first 2025 movie, is that correct? It is a
That is
2025
correct. It
movie?
is a 2025 movie,
The first of many.
the first of many.
You ended up hitting how many movies in 2024?
I ended up with a grand total of 133 movies that
And
were released in 2024.
Wow. That is
have you? Sorry. Have you done a tally on the time this took?
I did when I hit about like 110 or so, and at that point it was close to like 9 days.
It has to be more than that.
I think I did.
Oh my gosh. That Tyler, you win. Here, I don't know what award I can give you, but
I mean, I did see someone online say they saw 298 movies.
that's a movie a day, basically.
Yeah, I don't know how you could do that without repeating. It didn't say 298 unique movies, so I'm assuming they saw some stuff a bunch and added that in the total. Because our AMC's didn't get 298 movies.
But your movie total would be higher than that because you've seen Nosferatu 3 times.
Yes, and I saw Dune Part 2
Like
5 or 6.
16, yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine multiple times?
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Beetlejuice.
you're looking
Alien
at like
Romulus.
2 months spent in the movie theater.
I don't think it's that.
I'm gonna
it's
say that.
probably close to 2 weeks at this point, though.
It has to be
Is
longer than that.
roundabout.
Weeks maybe, but not months.
I think a month.
It's way too. No, I don't think
I mean,
it's
I
that
was
long.
only at 9 days when I was like just over 100.
Only at 9 days.
So I don't think I'm too much further.
Yeah.
Maybe if you do add all like the rescreenings
that's-
and like the limited
Still not
events,
a month.
it's not a month, but it'd be over 2 weeks
Anyway,
for sure.
Oh,
I'm proud of you, Tyler. I'm looking forward to, I think my first 2025 movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Smuff in the chat says the guy who saw 298 went to 2 or 3 movie festivals.
You can get a, you can
Yeah,
get a lot there.
you can get like 20 right there at
I-
each one.
I am looking forward to, I think my first 2025 movie is going to be The Wolfman, Lee Winnell Wolfman.
I'm looking forward to that.
I hope it's good. Normally, January does not produce the best
So
in cinema.
or
here's
in
what
life.
I want to bring up to you, Tim, and we can have the chat give their opinion on it as well. I want to cover more obscure like B horrors with you. I feel like we only really dipped our toe into that with werewolves, and that was a fun review. It was a
Right.
fun movie. Like let's go full throttle with that.
Who is gonna consume that?
Well, like 400 people consumed the werewolves one,
Yeah.
and it performed better than movies that are up for awards this year.
Right. Here's what I will say, Tyler. I have to balance, have a work-life balance I have to make happen. I'm
Got
not
a lack of dedication.
Wife and child.
Not a lack of dedication, but it's just in order to make everything in my life work together as the puzzle that it is, I just have to choose my shots. If I end up going down this rabbit hole, and you will admit, as a man who is hurt and scorned from his 2024 viewing habits, you saw a lot of slop horror.
I'm
I
not saying
did
we got covered everyone.
right. I just, I'm gonna pick and choose. I'm gonna be smart about it, but I appreciate the invitation. We'll work it out. I'm hoping that though Wolfman though is not slop horror, I hope it is very good and it turns out to be a fantastic sort of viewing experience. I am very excited about it. It's gone through a lot of production troubles, but I'm not holding that against it. I'm going in with an open mind and I'm hoping that it really delivers. I hope they've held back a lot of stuff from the trailer because it's been pretty vague of exactly what everybody looks like, but if it ends up looking like that Universal Wolfman that they put out there on display and it made its way to the internet of like what they're looking at as the new Wolfman in the parks, it looks more like an old man with a bad haircut. So
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
that's not the way they go.
I've heard they've been taking a lot of inspiration from an American Werewolf in London
Mhm.
that has the best werewolf transformation scene still, in my opinion. Um, so if they try and recreate that magic,
Yeah,
then we'll be in for something special. Or it'll crash and burn. We'll see.
right. It's very good that sequence. I really like the Monster Squad werewolf transformation sequence too. I'm a sucker for a good werewolf movie, so hopefully this ends up being one. E.g., you watched the action thriller Carry On
I did.
based on our recommendation, and you watched it with the
A
family.
whole
I
family.
was nervous because you texted me and you're like, "Hey, watch and Carry On with the whole family." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, what if they hate it? Like, she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, my whole family hates your movie recommendations." But it was a fun time,
It was a fun
legitimately.
time, but I'm so shocked that y'all love that movie like you do.
Oh, so you don't? I think it's perfect for what it promises to be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess logically, okay, and let me just paint the picture. I watched it with both of my brothers, my sister-in-law, my grandma, my dad, my mom, Mikey. Yes, we were all there. And it was one of those things where at every point, someone was like, I wouldn't have done that. I would do it differently.
Totally agree.
Why put can I share? Can we talk about this?
Yeah,
Or is
yeah,
it too
sure.
soon?
We're gonna give some light spoilers here for the movie Carry On Netflix. If you haven't seen it and you're like, man, I really have been meaning to get around to it and I haven't started it yet, you may want to mute the sound here for a couple of seconds. But go ahead, EG, with your hypothesis on something.
Why would you put a random earpiece that you find in the petri dish that is a travel bowl thing in your ear?
Well, I believe there was a note that was associated with it, right? Of like
So that wasn't
there
even
was a
the issue
text.
I had with it logically. I was thinking, how on earth?
Do they
Like,
find her in a random airport terminal and put a sniper dot on her head?
no, I was thinking like the logistics of the earpiece. Like, we've all been in interviews where someone's using one earpiece. It sounds awful.
Mhm.
How on earth is Jason Bateman hearing,
Oh,
Taron Egerton as clearly as he
well,
does?
that's like a
And
spy
and
tool.
also, how is he hearing him as clearly as he does without the guy that was sitting directly behind Taron Egerton looking at their monitor, hearing a thing?
That's like spy equipment. I buy that.
It's at some point, and I hate to use this lame, lazy argument, but it's a movie.
It's a
And you
movie.
just have to go along with like this is the way these two characters communicate
Okay.
on screen for our enjoyment.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Okay, my other point is this. The girl, the wife of the TSA agent, fiance.
No,
No,
maybe
wife.
wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
now I'm debating.
I don't know.
I think it's
Anyway,
fiance. Whatever. Why? Okay, you're being chased by a van. Go inside. Why to go to the empty airport parking garage?
I get it. This is a movie that if it was in a theater,
That is a really good point.
it would garner a lot of audience interaction of like,
Yeah,
no,
like,
don't
no,
do that. Do that. That's like what the movie promises itself to be. It's not like we're going to sit here and you just stay completely inactive. It immerses you into
yeah.
what would you do in this situation.
None of the above of what happened.
Well,
But I really enjoyed it because it got everyone chatting and that was fun. Like to have that.
it's a nonsensical experience that is super fun. It's like sugary sweet with
It
like it's not
was.
good for you, but you like the taste of it. That's how I feel about
Yeah,
Carry On.
yeah, and I love Jason Bateman in it. He was super funny.
Yeah.
Like, I like that whole little vibe. Um, yeah, it was fun.
Okay, so you did hate it. Got it. Um, let's talk a little bit about what else happened in your getaway
I
here
know.
because we have not heard the story, Tyler, and we're as curious as everyone who's clicked.
Confused.
Man, 5 minutes before the show, we were sitting here going like, what are we leading with?
Yeah.
And then EG just casually brings this up.
Yeah. So I was asked by Tim, "Do you have any interesting stories from the last few days?" So I threw out there, I met Russell Brand.
Yeah, you just said that. And I was like, whoa, how is this now just coming up? So we remodeled the whole show to
Yeah.
get this story, and Tyler and I are going to be reacting to this live with you because we don't know what is happening here. And I was curious if it was like really Russell Brand or
Yeah.
if maybe it was an impersonator that you got duped by or something,
No.
but no, it's the real deal. So help us understand exactly how you ended up in this situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint you guys a picture. So, like I said, we go down to 30A every year for the last 20 years, and we spend New Year's Eve, New Year's Day there, and the days leading up to it. And if you've been to 30A in the last, I would say 5, 6 years, it has definitely gotten overpopulated, and you have a lot of celebrities now living there. Notable ones include Luke Bryan, of course. He has a house down there. He's got a cigar shop, but you'll see pretty famous people milling about in the area. It's a lovely place to vacation. I do recommend going in the winter months because it's not as crowded and not as touristy as it's gotten. And so you kind of expect to see someone. We saw Sadie Robertson last year, or I guess that was 2 years ago. And
So
so
do you only see people that you actually like? Because you like Luke Bryan
yeah,
and you like
I
Sadie
love Sadie
Robertson.
Robertson, and
So
I
you're
like
just running
Russell
into people you
Brand.
like.
Yeah, it's kinda nice.
Joe Burrow will be there next.
Please. Mikey, stop watching. Anyway, so there's this area in Seaside. It's like this little circle area. And they have like a little yacht rock concert going on for New Year's Eve. They've got face painting. They've got different restaurants. It's a very family friendly environment. It's just nice to spend the holiday. And so we all trucked down there from the house, and there were two younger girls with me, Kate and Reese, and they're like college aged. And when we were younger, we used to always get our face painted, right? So I was like, all right, girls, we're gonna get our face painted for old time's sake. Let's do it. So we're waiting in line, and there's like kiddos everywhere, right? Milling about. And there's this very tall man in the line next to me with a hot pink beanie on. Very hard to miss. Dressed a little eccentric, if you will. And so I'm standing there and I'm looking at him and I'm like, that guy looks so familiar. And I'm looking and he hasn't turned around, right? So weirdly enough, I figured that this was someone just by the back of his shoulder length hair on his head. And he turns and I'm like, that's Russell Brand. And I have no context of, like, if he's down there. I haven't seen him post anything, and, of course, the 2 young ones I'm with, they're like, "It's Russell Brand." I'm like, he married Katy Perry. Come on, guys." And so I'm looking at him, and, like, people are kinda talking to him, and I'm like, "Okay, I think it's him." And he turns, he looks a lot older than I thought he was. And then the couple next to me, they're also looking at him, and I was like, "Is that Russell Brand?" And they're like, "Yes." And I said, "No way." Turns out he has actually moved down to 30A. Yes.
Wow.
Now, he is either renting a house and they're looking for a house to live in, but he's there permanently, or he has found his forever home there. His wife was with him. He has 2 kids, Ollie and Mabel, very cute. And so I'm standing there and I told Kate and Reese, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go talk to him." And of course, they're like all like embarrassed. They're like, "No, no." I'm like, "No, he's wearing a hot pink beanie. He wants to be seen. This is not like a undercover incognito moment." So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but he has basically done a 180 in his
Mhm.
life.
Yep, he's like
Um,
a spiritual advisor at
yes,
this point. He's
he's
baptizing people.
yes, he's very outspoken about his faith. And if you know anything about me, I share that trait in some ways. And so we're in the group talking to him, and he is talking about the literature that he is consuming right now. C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity, Tim Keller, all of these different people that he is finding, inspiration from and learning from. And he is sharing with everyone, this is his first Christmas that he has known Jesus, his first holiday season, which was really interesting. Talked about how much he enjoys Florida and the politics that come along with it. He was wearing this, like, thing in his pocket. It was like this necklace that had like a little blade on it, and I can't remember the exact story, but he was saying how his 18-month-old or 2-year-old like took it out of his pocket, and he's like, my baby has this knife, and like we've only been in Florida for like 2 months, and I'm like, oh yeah, like Florida man, it makes sense. Super nice. Was very welcoming to everyone that wanted to chat with him. But I'm not kidding. The majority of the conversation was completely centered on his faith, his journey coming to know Christ and the whole 9 yards.
Wow. Lots of twists and turns in this.
Yeah.
And the face paint, I think, makes you
Yes. So
really stand out.
turns out, in between all of this, after being in the little group convo, my line opens up for me to get my face painted. And I'm like, oh, so then I text my parents. I'm like, oh, it's Russell Brand. And they're like, "What?" So then they come over and, they're like, "Did you get a picture with him?" I was like, "No, I don't wanna be that person." Like, I don't know. I see how, athletes and coaches are, and I see how it can be very inconvenient at times to have to, like, stop and take photos. That was my mom gave the line of, Emily Gracie's in a hot pink beanie. You can go ask him for a selfie.
Yeah.
So then we ended up at the same restaurant in line, Pickles, and, he was in front of us, and I was like, "Can we get a selfie?" He was like, "Yes, you can." Took a little selfie and then called it a day.
Your impression is spot on.
Thank you.
Did he take your phone and take the picture?
Yes.
Because that's a very celebrity thing to do of like, let me take the picture so that way you don't take like 50
Yeah.
of them.
Yes, and
And so you don't take a bad picture of me.
well, also, I think because we were talking about that, that's also a way for him to end the interaction.
Right.
It's
Hands
like
back the
b
phone.
and then
It's
it's
like, it's
over.
over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was
Well,
super nice.
that was unexpected. And that is awesome that it was a positive
Yes.
interaction.
Super. I mean, he talked to everyone and anyone and was not awkward, was very open to photos, explaining why he was down there. It seems like his family, like, they wanna get involved down there, which doesn't really surprise me. It's a great location. The traffic must be insane, though, during the summer. But that is, where Russell Brand will you can find him.
When it comes to Russell Brand movies, my favorite is Forgetting Sarah Marshall for
Yep.
sure. I think he's not only great in that performance, but that movie's just hilarious. Like there are so many different aspects of that movie. The quiet moments in that movie are really funny.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hysterical movie. I saw it in a theater back when we had comedies in the theater. That was a nice time. And it was an unexpected joy to stumble upon that thing with a lot of actors that were on the up and up,
Mhm.
like a Jason Segel or a
Jonah
Jonah
Hill.
Hill. Um, Bill Hader is in that
Oh,
movie, and
yeah.
that was before he started to really shine post SNL. So
Mila Kunis,
Mila Kunis, I
I
love
love
it. I love
her.
the Dracula
the puppet musical.
puppet musical, which I wouldn't be totally upset if they end up making Nosferatu 2, and it's that sort of angle,
Setting.
like puppets and Willem Dafoe. I would be all about it. But
That would be great.
anyway, that is a great story, EG, and thank you for bringing that to the table.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate that very much.
You're
All right, it
welcome.
is now time to get into 10 with Tim. I've got 10 questions. We got about 10 minutes or so. Need some honest answers here from our panel, and these were all written before I knew about your Russell Brand interaction.
Okay, is this gonna be competitive?
No, not
Oh,
competitive.
okay.
We're gonna start off the new
It's a
year.
casual game. It's a friendly.
Alright,
It's a
alright.
friendly.
Friendly
Just gonna have a
fire.
casual game here. We want to remind you though that if you've got 10 minutes or so, go ahead and call our friends over at Alabama Dental Associates and go ahead and book your appointment. We encourage you to reach out to the dental team that we trust most, located on Grants Mill Road, Dr. Jeff, Dr. Brian, and Dr. Nolan, providing you all sorts of services when it comes to staying on top of your dental health, whether you have that nagging toothache or you need to get on top of those regular cleanings. They're there for you. Maybe you're new in town and you need to make sure you have a dentist on standby. Reach out and try Alabama Dental Associates for yourself, as they're accepting new patients. New year and a new dentist for you. Over at Alabama Dental Associates, for more information or to make an appointment, call them 205 956 8977 or visit alabamadental.com, where they look forward to seeing you. All right, question number 1 is coming up here shortly, but first we have a chat check-in with Tyler.
Alrighty. Landmine Believer says, I had pretty much given up on going to theaters, but Tyler's made me want to start going back to them. You should. A-list is a great way to do that, and it's just a great way to end the day. Just imagine you've gotten all your work done for the day. You're on your way home, and you say, "You know what? I'm gonna experience the magic of cinema for a couple hours." You have your drink, your pretzel bites, whatever, and then you go home and go to sleep. It's a great way to end the day.
Yeah, I love going to the movies.
Yeah.
I love going to matinees. I love going to late night screenings. I love going to weekend screenings. Um, but I can't keep up with Tyler. I mean, I just can't keep up. Like, I can't even put myself in that same arena.
No.
Like, I think I saw 65 films this past year, and that was
That's
the
a
most
lot.
I've seen in 3 years. Like, every year it's gotten more and more. So
And that was half of what I saw.
that was half of what you saw, and I can't even put myself in that level. And you see everything you possibly can because there are some things that people don't know about that,
Oh, yeah.
and you know that because no one else is in there.
Juror number 2 is a
Yeah.
prime example of this. This movie got no marketing push from Warner Brothers at all, and it might be Clint Eastwood's last movie. So unless you are the one going through the AMC app and just scrolling for every new listing, you're not gonna know about it.
Right.
Somehow my parents knew about that of all movies.
Juror number 2.
Yeah.
It
weirdly
does.
enough.
It plays a little bit older because it is old school
Mhm.
90s sort of courtroom drama, which, I mean, it felt like there was one of those coming out every other week back in the day, and then now not so much. So
Yeah.
it is a very much quality film. We've got our review up there for you on the channel. Tyler, what else you got for us?
Also, Boomer wants to know what and where is 30A, and then he also says, "For real, what and where is 30A?" So, do you have a good explanation, EG?
Yes, I can give you that explanation. It is the highway that is on the Emerald Coast, Fort Walton Beach in between Panama City and Destin. Seaside, Watercolor, Seagrove, Rosemary, Santa Rosa are all little beach towns on this strip of beach, and it's on the Gulf Coast. So it's stunning. The pure white sand, crystal clear water. It's awesome.
Let me ask you about your reaction to Jalen Milroe entering the 2025 NFL draft.
As of right
Because
now, that
that's
just
the alert
happened.
I
Oh
just
my
got.
gosh.
2 minutes ago, I just got that
Wow.
alert.
Wow.
Um,
I've been refreshing Twitter waiting for that.
yes. Can
Um,
can you give me your immediate reaction? I would
yeah.
obviously love for you to verify. AL.com is reporting
Yeah.
it, and I am just that's pretty big news.
Yeah, and I feel like hold on, I'm gonna read it. There was a lot of discussion in the last couple of days, especially, that some people were now kind of changing their tune, saying I think Dunaway even said it today, like, they wouldn't be surprised to see that, "Oh, we're running it back." But from what I had heard and gathered, it didn't seem like there was necessarily a fit for him at Alabama going forward, which some people can disagree with that. That's just based on observation of what kind of quarterback Kalen DeBoer previously had,
Mhm.
not very to the likes of Jalen Milroe. Um, I didn't think that we would see him back at Alabama. I did think there was a possibility slightly that he would transfer, but it does make the most sense that he went ahead and declared for the draft.
He did, and that will be fascinating to follow, but,
Mhm.
it looks like Alabama will be
Yeah.
the team that he will continue to say spend his college career playing for.
Yeah, and it's a weak quarterback class this year as well. Me and Reed were actually talking about this morning. So it's very opportune for him to go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I the bowl game performance, though, is going to be the last taste of Jalen Milroe there as the quarterback for the Crimson Tide, and
Mhm.
my social media feed was full of people saying, "Please,
Please.
please let this be the last Jalen Milroe
Yeah.
performance at QB." Um, I think the fan base will show their respects. They'll be appreciative of the time, but
Yeah, they'll be very respectful.
I think that they'll be happy.
They ran him out with torches and pitchforks, but they'll be respectful.
Okay. Tyler, resident Alabama fan here in the
Oh,
room, by the
yeah.
way.
I mean,
I always
I
forget
am
that.
and I'm not. Like, I just see my dad complain about Jalen
Oh,
Milroe,
okay.
There it is.
Okay.
Yep.
and,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. The
like,
deflection.
uh,
Was that
I
question 1?
I I haven't watched. I have nothing to complain about. I haven't seen anything.
Gotcha.
Was that question 1? 'Cause
That
we've
was
been
not
okay.
question 1. That just happened to pop up, and I was like, "Well, while I've got EG
Yeah,
here,
perfect.
I'll go ahead and get the reaction here live on the air." Okay, here's question number 1. Are you ready?
Ew, ready.
So it was 11 with Tim.
Okay.
Question number 1. Tyler, everyone when they went to go see Barbie that was, like, really excited about it and, like, made it a fan event, they all wore pink to go see Barbie. What color should audiences wear to see a movie of your life story?
Ooh.
What do you tell all the Lionel fans out there of like, "Hey, this is Lionel Army. This is what I want you. This is the color I want you wearing to my life story up on the screen."
Color doesn't matter, but it's got to be Supreme.
Okay,
It's
it's
got to
got
be
Yes, it
something
does.
Supreme.
There we go. So
You,
Supreme
you
would be
can't
the
pay your
answer.
respects to me without wearing it.
Okay, Supreme. That's a
Yeah.
perfectly
Yeah.
acceptable answer. EG,
Who?
what is the color of choice there for everyone to wear to the EG Life movie?
Loaded question. I love fashion. I love colors. I'm gonna say mm, bright colors. Any bright color and sparkle and kind of this is what I would say. Kinda like Lionel's gonna go with a brand. I would say wear that outfit that you have nothing to wear it to. That outfit in your closet that you wanna wear to something, but you think it's too dressy, it's too much,
Gotcha.
wear it to my movie.
So bridesmaids dresses is what you want people.
No.
Well, they have
No,
nothing to
no,
wear
no, 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 no,
bridesmaids
no, no.
dresses
That's
to.
completely different. This is a dress or an outfit that you purchase, and it's kind of like might be an indulge, like, oh, like
Okay,
might be a little expensive, and you're always like, man, like I can't just
right,
wear this at dinner. I need a special occasion
right.
for it. It's
So
not a bridesmaid
Tyler
dress.
and I will be showing up like we're interviewing for a job in the movie
Yeah,
Step Brothers,
that's fine.
wearing tuxedos.
Yes, love.
But bridesmaids dresses aren't allowed?
No, 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 no,
Prom
no, no.
dresses?
Yeah, prom dresses, but not bridesmaids dresses.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
confused. I'm
I
gonna
think you
move
gotta
on.
know the difference for real.
Tyler, this is not our territory. Let's move on to number 2. This was written before EG shared her story. EG, who is someone famous that you're convinced would be a total jerk if you met them in person?
Um,
Who is someone famous that you're convinced would be a total jerk if you met them in person? Now you got to be careful here
I
because you meet a
know.
lot of people.
I know. I would
They
say
have to be living too. You can't have a cop
living.
out of like, oh, I bet Bob Barker would have been a very angry man. No.
I'm gonna go with either Kourtney Kardashian.
Oh,
I think Kourtney, but I think Chloe would be a dream along with Kim. Kourtney or Chapel Roan.
I think it's just Chapel Roan.
Oh, okay. Or Chappelle? Chapel.
Chapel.
Chapel Roan.
Chapel
I
Roan.
almost called her Chappelle Roan earlier
Yeah.
today.
I thought it was
It's
Chappelle
okay,
Rowan for the
EG.
longest time.
Chappelle, a very different type of act. Yeah,
Yes.
not what you're going with
Yeah.
there. Tyler, who is someone famous that you feel like if you met them in person, they would be a complete jerk to you?
Ooh. I always hear the worst stories about James Corden
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
no, that's
from Carpool Karaoke.
I love carpool karaoke.
yeah. There's some restaurant that
Oh
banned
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Banned?
Restaurants, multiple I think now have banned him
Oh.
outright because he's got a history of treating wait staff so horribly.
Imagine having that reputation. That takes work too.
What's the chat saying so far there, Tyler? I think I'm seeing a couple of these come in, including from our good friend Brian Pavlik in the chat today.
Yes, he
Brian
says he's got some
Pavlik.
big news. He's now seen Wicked 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Praying
It's
for you.
it's popular over there.
Did we leave Pavlik at the theater or did we remember to
I
bring him
hope we
back
brought
out?
him home.
I don't know. I saw you two flapping away like flying monkeys.
That's true. I think I lost.
I didn't keep up with you after
I
that.
mean, he has been on the show since, but I wonder if he then went back to the theater. I don't know. Maybe he's looking for you, Lionel. Smuffwet says Jimmy Fallon would be a jerk.
Oh, I believe that 100%.
Agreed.
He's got to be the world's nicest person for his show. So I think he's probably just
Annoying.
someone that like pours a drink and starts rubbing his temples as soon as the curtains close.
Probably so. All right.
Oh, and Smuff says if EG's life story goes on the big screen, I'm wearing a worn out T-shirt with cargo shorts and flip flops.
Allow it. I'd allow it.
That's funny.
That is funny.
That's a very good answer. We appreciate all of the Meltdonians and Next Roundians. I don't think
Next rounders.
that's much better. Okay, let's go to this. What is, in your opinion, e.g., a great non-holiday winter treat? I think this is a tough question.
Holiday winter treat. Hold on.
Like, while you're thinking, I'm going to go ahead and give what my answer would be, right?
Okay.
So I consider hot cocoa
That's where I
to
was
be
going.
like I consider it to be sort of a holiday treat, honestly.
Oh,
The
okay.
marshmallows, and I know people drink it year round, but hot cocoa is more like what they would use in the Hallmark movie
Yeah.
during the Christmas. But I think coffee is a great year round drink that is at its
Special.
best
Yeah.
when it's hot. I don't like iced coffee. I like it when it's hot
Ooh.
and when it's cold outside.
I've got mine. Chicken tortilla soup. Love it any time of year. Golly, it's my favorite. But my mom makes it every Christmas Eve. So good.
Have it again this year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Tyler, what is a great non-holiday winter treat?
I'm gonna go very similar to yours, bit more specific. A white chocolate mocha.
From Starbucks.
I mean,
Had that this morning.
Could be from anywhere.
I'd prefer it to be from a place that throws us a bag.
Oh, absolutely. We know
But-
how this industry
Oh.
works.
Well, A-List doesn't give us a bag, and we just gave them like an infomercial.
E.g.
well, they save me so much money. E.g., we can't make the Meltdown without A-List.
Look, AMC loves both of you so much. You don't even realize. EG goes in just for the popcorn and leaves. Tyler is like, he's yes, does he bathe in their bathrooms there?
Nice.
Potentially.
No, I bathe here. I never leave here.
Okay. That's a great answer. We're gonna have a little Meltdown at the movies coming up.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Woo,
Yeah.
woo.
Tomorrow night. I purchased the tickets a few moments ago, and that is the most I've ever spent on movie tickets in a single.
That's
I mean, it's
good.
gonna be a
How many
party.
people did you order for? Like
6.
5?
Six.
Six.
Yeah, Mikey's coming. Gonna be a party.
6. But this is like, once again, it's not matinee prices. I could have gotten a senior discount on one of them, but I decided not to go that route. But anyway, let's move on. Next question. Tyler, what part of your body currently aches the most?
Back, always.
Back.
Always.
Oh, and that can be debilitating.
Oh yeah, what it does is you start the day in a bad mood because you get up and and you're just trying to get everything in line and not hurting horribly before you even start your day. It's not a great morning.
I'm compassionate about that story, but the telling of it, I've got to point out, I couldn't tell if it was Cookie Monster or Grover. It was either Cookie Monster or Grover, one of those two voices, but you're right on the cusp of a perfect impression. So if there's anything that can come out of it positively, is that you can make Pavlik feel good about the fact that you're working on a Cookie Monster / Grover impression. So kudos to you, Tyler.
I'm glad it's good for something.
New year, new you. Okay. What is the part of your body, e.g., that currently aches the most?
Nothing.
You have no pain whatsoever.
No, I've been very blessed with
Oh,
that.
I forgot. You went home, front porch and a Coke, and then all of a sudden you're good now.
Yeah.
I'm not mocking you. That's
But
just a
just
story you
slightly.
tell a lot.
Yeah.
Front porch and a Coke solves all.
Yeah.
You've been at home. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
good listener.
But in life, I really have been. I don't have any chronic
you have
aches.
no pain at all right now.
No.
There's something.
No.
Broken heart,
No.
broken kneecap.
No.
I'll tell you, I hit the mess out of my leg the other day, and I saw that freaking photo in the TNR rotation.
Again?
No, for the first time in the
Oh.
actual TNR rotation
Yeah,
that you took.
I did. And sent.
You jerk.
Yeah.
I hope at least your feelings are hurt, if nothing else.
They won't.
Okay, next question. If you found a briefcase, e.g., with $3 million in it, cash, what's the first thing that you do?
Walk
Be
away.
honest. Be honest.
Walk away.
No way.
That is always a setup. Always.
You would literally just
I would see it, act like I didn't see it, keep walking.
wouldn't tell anybody?
Um,
You tell everybody.
yeah.
You bring it up on the show.
And then guess what? Someone else is taking it.
No, I would not bring because I don't want people to know I have $3 million. Heck no.
But you wouldn't have $3 million.
Yeah,
you would have
I
walked
thought the
away.
whole premise was you would walk away and not take the money.
Oh, I see what you're doing now.
Oh,
This is exactly what Russian agents do.
Stop.
I hope you have hurt
That-
feelings now.
that was
I
duplicitous.
am not Russian.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. She's rushing away from that briefcase full of money.
But it
Tyler, you sure you want to hang out on weeknights? Me and you hitting up the town, AMC, B movie horror. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah. We need the content.
It's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. Okay. If you found a briefcase with $3 million in it, Tyler, what's the first thing that you'd do?
I guess check to make sure it's real first. I don't want to walk out with 3 million fake dollars.
How would you do that? Like you don't have a
hold it
pen.
to the light.
I don't know if that's as easy.
No, there's a difference in texture
Oh.
on like the collar of the presidents on each bill.
How do you know that, Tyler?
Because I used to work retail and
Ah.
fast food and had to
There
check
we go.
counterfeits.
Interesting to
This
know.
is why I asked the follow-ups.
Because if I dropped even 20 fake dollars into the safe, like, I'm getting chewed out for that. I'd get written up for that.
Did you ever have anyone try and pass this fake across the Taco Bell counter? Oh
All
my
the time.
gosh. What'd you do? Say this is fake? You're a dummy?
I'd be like, you can try this one somewhere else,
Oh, nice.
and,
Pretty cool way to say
sometimes
it.
they'd feign, like,
What? No
indignant, like,
way.
what? No, I would never. And it's like, I don't have time for this. If you want to try it somewhere else, go try it somewhere else.
Nice.
But I'm not dealing with it.
Huh.
How much of the $3 million would you check to make sure it's not counterfeit? Because I feel like it would be tough to do.
Oh yeah, yeah, maybe not first thing. I'd probably take it home and then check it there.
Tyler, I don't know which answer I'm more concerned about. The one where you're like, I would walk away but tell every single person about it. But then you're like smiling like you wouldn't actually walk away because then you admitted that you would have the $3 million in your possession. I don't know. You'd leave the briefcase but take the money. I feel like No Country for Old Men is a great movie to watch about this particular situation.
Okay.
And it's the type of movie you watch it and you go, I would never pick up a briefcase or a bag full of money. I would never do
I
that.
feel like then you're in debt to
Pick up the
someone.
money. He picked up the money from the wrong people.
Yeah, how do you know? Or if it's a setup.
There ain't nobody leaving $3 million
Who's setting
around.
up just random people with $3 million?
It's all a setup. There are no such things as coincidences. And free money is never free.
Are they out to get you, EG?
Maybe.
Already? In the hypothetical $3 million money? Okay, let's move on to this. Name someone, Tyler, that you feel needs subtitles to be fully understood. Like when you're
Oh.
listening to them talk, you're like, man, I'm getting every other word of this. I'm not getting the whole thing.
Ooh.
Like
happened
someone that
recently.
needs subtitles to be fully understood. Is there anybody that pops to mind? It can be somebody famous, it can be a
Somebody you
relative,
know.
it can be somebody that you used to know, it can be, I mean, you can go a whole different route here.
So my first thought was anybody in Game of Thrones that lives like north of the wall. Like the further up you go, the less coherent their speech gets. If you notice, their accents just get crazy thick. Other answer would be that one guy in Nosferatu that ate the pigeon.
Yes. Nosferatu is, if I watch it again, I want to go to the open caption screening of
They only have
Nosferatu.
like one a day.
They only have one a day, but that's a way to enjoy that one. Not a premium screen, but a premium written version of that movie. E.g., is there anyone that you would like to point out needs subtitles to
Yeah.
be fully understood?
So I went to Georgia Southern, emphasis on Southern. And my roommates, who I love dearly, they are from Nahana, Georgia. That is like Florida, Georgia line. And there were a few times, I mean, their accents were so thick. Country accents, cute as a button. And I remember their friend, okay, her name was, I can't remember her name now. She was telling me about Carter Lynn. Okay, her name's Carter Lynn. And she said Carter Lynn so fast and with such an accent that I thought her name was Cardamom.
Okay, I'm going to back you up here.
Okay.
Because what this story reminds me of is I don't know if they're TikToks or whatever, of the girls that announce where they're going to go to college.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Howdy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you said, but
Exactly.
yeah, that's
See,
what
I
I'm
understood that
Yeah.
somehow.
that's what I'm picking up
Yeah.
from your story
Yeah.
here. Is that fair?
Yeah, I can't remember what it really was the friend. Carter Lynn and Grace Ann I like picked up pretty quickly. They could also sing like angels, and when they would sing, their accents went away. But that's how British people are too.
Wow.
Yeah, most people.
I don't know what to
And
say.
Walker, their brother, could sing, and so they were incredible people. But their friend who introduced me to them, I can't think of what her name was. She said Carter Lynn so fast that I thought her name was Cardamom,
Okay.
which is a weird name.
Cardamom sounds like something that
Cardamom.
Nosferatu would sleep in. He's in the cardamom. Okay, we move on to this.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus. So, what's something, e.g., that you'd likely never choose to drink at 7 a.m.? What's something you would never choose to drink at 7 a.m.? Are you a morning person?
Mm-hmm.
So, on like road trips, do you like to get up early and head out the door? And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what's something you're not, for that long road trip at 7 a.m., you're not drinking?
That's a good question.
Like there are certain beverages, like I'll give one. For New Year's, I've always liked since I was a kid the Welch's sparkling grape. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not drinking that at 7
I'm not drinking it at 7 a.m.
No.
Like, it's a night
So
drink
it's a
for me.
nightcap.
It's a nightcap for me. If
Yeah.
I want to get wild and crazy, I'll pull
Yeah.
out the Welch's Sparkling Grape.
Yeah, milk in general. That's any hour of the day, though. I don't like milk.
Cereal?
I love cereal, but, like, straight milk, like, imagine getting, like, a carton of milk for my road trip.
Okay.
Gross.
It's like Ron Burgundy.
See,
Milk was a bad choice.
I guess I'm just thinking of, like, in my car, like, at 7 AM, I'm in my car, I'm about to, like, travel somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a carton of milk with me.
Okay. That's completely fair answer. Tyler, what you not drinking at 7 a.m.?
So Russell has a good answer. He says tequila.
Oh,
That would be the
bleh.
correct answer. I will
Agreed.
go with sweet tea though.
Oh.
I'm a big sweet tea drinker,
Yes.
and something about it just doesn't feel right if you're drinking it in the morning. Like I feel like that's one of those things. It's like a glass of lemonade. You want it on a hot summer day in the
Oh.
middle of the day.
Oh,
I
I
get
can
exactly what
You're
you're
not
saying.
really trying to get your morning started with sweet tea.
I'm gonna change my answer, anything alcoholic.
Yeah, I thought that would be
You're kinda given.
I thought that would be the popular answer. But, some people, that's their
Yeah.
favorite time of day to drink. Okay, we move on to this. Name a
Ever been
song.
to brunch, Tim?
I've done brunch once, and it was a bad idea because I'm a lightweight when it comes to alcohol.
Oh yeah,
So a
that's
few
true. Oh yeah, so
mimosas
you're
down
done
the
for the
hatch.
day.
It was a bachelor party. The next day we did brunch, I think. Or it was no, you know what it was? It was a week of a wedding.
Mm.
And the next day was going to be the wedding. And we went to a brunch beforehand, a
Bottomless mimosas.
couples brunch, I think, or something like that. And there were guys that were drinking, and it's like, let's get Tim one, and then all of a sudden I'm like,
Inebriated it.
I'm not the best drinker.
Yeah.
If you attended the kickoff party this past time, I was laying on a bench, I think, at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it. Okay, we move on to this. It's like, wow, he must have had 15. No,
No,
Nope,
just
it's
no,
half.
just one.
just the one big tall boy. Okay, we move on to this. Name a song, Tyler, that never fails to annoy you. A song that never fails to annoy you.
I already have mine.
This song is so annoying. Every time you hear it, you're like, oh my gosh, I
Uh,
hate this song.
I never liked Let It Go. That one always annoyed me. Obviously Defying Gravity.
Wait, hold on.
Musicals
Hold on. You're going through the entire Idina Menzel,
catalog.
or
did she do both
she
of them?
did both of those.
Oh.
So I think it's an Idina Menzel issue.
Whereas
You know what?
John Tra-
I'll throw a Carly Rae Jepsen on the
It's
list as well.
Friday, Friday.
That's
That's
actually
Rebecca
not.
Black.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
not Carly
But
Rae
you know,
Jepsen.
we can throw her
Carly.
on the list too.
Oh, she's Call Me Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Same genre, not the same artist there. E.g., what is a song that never fails to annoy you?
Dance Monkey. I hate that song.
What?
Dance Monkey. Well, has this come up in conversation
It
before?
I
has.
feel
Because
like this sounds familiar, but and
I
we
don't
didn't know
remember
what
that
it was
song.
then
Can I
either.
play a slight clip so we don't get copyrighted?
No,
No.
just don't. Just
Ugh,
can you sing it?
no.
Okay, well then we'll never know. I know it the minute I heard it though. I would hear it, right?
It's an
I would know it.
Australian song released in
Anything.
2019.
No offense to the Australians. I don't love a lot of music that comes out of their country.
I can't say I've listened to much of any
Land Down
other
Under?
than yeah, that one and AC/DC. They're from Australia.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I love AC/DC. Wow, never mind.
Okay. Huh. Question number 9. What's a place you've been to, e.g., that you're convinced is haunted?
Oh, let me ponder this. Hmm.
Are you the type that like, oh, that place is haunted? Do you have that as like part of your repertoire of
Not haunted, more of like, ooh, that's a dark place.
oh, okay.
Kind of dark. Parts of downtown Atlanta. Yeah.
Really selling it to
Sorry.
the tourists here.
Little 5 points in Atlanta. Dark place. That's like bad
Bad
vibe.
vibes. Tyler, what's a place that you are convinced is haunted?
The University of Montevallo.
Oh, what? Let's
Okay.
get Jim Dunaway on
Yeah.
the phone.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, Montevallo, that campus was used as a hospital during the Civil War, and there have been rumors for a long time of the dorms being haunted. My little sister stayed there for a soccer camp in the dorms overnight, and she heard screaming and laughing coming from the hallways in the middle of the night. And she's thinking, what is going on? I am trying to sleep. I have training in the morning. She walks out into the hall. Nobody there.
Ooh,
It's past the time where it's supposed to be lights out.
spooky.
You've already made a Dunaway joke, so I feel like it's not fair to then make another Dunaway joke here. But are we sure it wasn't just running up and down the halls of Monteville? Ask everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what about you?
A place that I would be convinced is haunted. So, I mean, Caraway Hospital, the old Caraway Hospital
That's definitely haunted.
in Birmingham, along Caraway Boulevard. They're building an amphitheater there now. They're going to. They're going to be demoing Caraway Hospital, but I have felt that way when it was an active hospital.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, as a kid walking through there, like it just felt haunted and like I don't know. I feel like I would drive by coming back from the movies a lot and I'd look up and I'd see a flicker in the window when there was nothing supposed to be
And they're
there.
just
And
unsettling.
yeah, that would be my first answer, Caraway Hospital.
That makes me think of something. So Mikey, before he went to Auburn, he went to GCSU and he played golf there for 2 years, and it's in Milledgeville, Georgia. And there was an old mental hospital there. Yeah. And I, in full transparency, hated Milledgeville. Like he hated it. It was just a very dark feeling place. But there's this college that's in the middle of the town. And when I came in from Statesboro, I would have to pass this abandoned mental hospital, insane asylum. And it seemed like it was always the sun just did not shine over there. It was always darker and everything was overgrown. Ugh.
How many millions would it take for you to stay overnight in one of those places?
Nah, not enough.
Not enough.
No,
$10 million?
no.
EG.
Y'all always act surprised.
You are willing to take $3 million randomly in a briefcase that's
I never
clearly
said
being
that.
watched.
I never said that.
Yeah, you never admitted it, but we
I
know
never said it.
spiritually you feel that way. But like one night, overnight
By
somewhere,
myself?
$10 million,
By myself.
you can record yourself.
No.
No?
No. My life, what if I get killed by the person that's living in there? How do I know it's empty? I don't. If the place
Well,
is,
how do you know that the bag doesn't have an owner looking for it?
I never took the money. What are we all talking about?
Never admitted to taking the money. Okay.
There's going to be
EG
somebody
does-
looking for that money. She's
EG
going, I didn't take it. I didn't take it.
EG may not win a lot of games, but she never loses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She makes it to where she never loses the game. She's scaring me right now, actually. I believe you're haunted. Okay. Move on to question number 10. This is our final one in 10 with Tim. This was meant for an all-male panel, so
Oh, no.
but I'm going to ask the question anyway.
Okay.
Tyler, name a woman that you really would never want to get in a fight with.
A woman I'd never want to get in a fight with.
Yeah, like a physical, and I'm talking about like a physical altercation where you would be like the best option is to run.
Oh, I have mine.
First thought would be like any
I thought you were saying-
MMA fighter, American Gladiators fighter.
Is there one
So-
that comes to mind?
Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano, what's yeah, we can just go with
Those are great
Layla
answers.
Ali.
Great answers.
Yeah.
Best not to get into any sort of altercation with those individuals. E.g., name a woman that you really would never want to get in a fight with.
The girl, the rugby player, Alona,
Alona. I honestly,
the Olympic.
I can't
She was
tell.
on Dance with the Stars. My other answer would be any woman that is trying to protect their child.
Ooh, it's a very.
Any woman that has there's
a certain gear that kicks in,
Yeah.
and it's like primal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they're able to lift cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's a superhero sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay out of their way.
Good answer there.
All right. I found a picture of Alona. I'm about to
Could take all of us. So cool though. I want to be her friend. I just don't want to get in a fight with her.
Oh,
Did you see Smuff's answer?
No.
Hillary Clinton. Good answer,
that
Smuff.
is
That
a
is
good
a good
answer. That is
answer.
the correct answer.
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
I'd rather take Alona over Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
so.
I don't think we'd
See,
it out.
Alona would just beat you into submission. With Hillary, it's like
10 years
he
later.
beat himself into submission. It's like, no, I didn't. And then next thing you know, you're not around to tell the story.
No.
Okay, that's going to do it here for the meltdown.
Beat myself twice in the
Damn it.
head.
I know.
It's a closed case.
This had a lot of opportunity to go off the rails at certain point. At some points it did.
It
But
did.
you know what? We're better for it, and we appreciate all of Meltdonia being here. Solid answers there on that last question for sure. By the way, Brian Pavlik says little T after the Yale game. So there's that
Yeah.
one. You wouldn't want to get into that
No.
sort of fight either. That's going to do it for us here on the Meltdown. Make sure you visit our title sponsor. That is MyBookie at mybookie.ag. You can bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Lots of important football games for sure. Go ahead and make that action even more exciting there with our friends at MyBookie for daily odds boosts, same game parlays, and super contests. Use promo code NEXTROUND for that first time deposit bonus where you can once again bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with our friends at MyBookie. For EG, for Tyler, for Russell Brand, I'm Tim Melton, signing off here on the Meltdown. We'll see you again tomorrow, Meltdonians, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern.